In this video we're going to make this grey part here. And in actual fact I'm going to show you two ways that we're going to do it. Using the first method and then a second method. But before we talk about that, let's take a look at the part itself. This is essentially a big grey cuboid, a big grey block, and it's had two fillet edits applied to it. The edge that used to be here has been rounded over with a 20mm fillet, and the edge that used to be here has been rounded over with a 30mm fillet. I'm going to show you two ways to do this. Method 1 is going to be extrude and then fillet. We're going to first of all make a grey block and then we're going to round over the edges with it. The second method is to extrude only once and put our fillets into the actual sketch. Both of these methods are entirely valid and you can choose whichever one you think works best for your workflow. Let's go over to Inventor and get started with method 1. So, brand new scene, file, new, make sure we're in standard millimeters and create the part. Now let's take a look at the sizes we've got. In the front view, we're going to model a block that is 60mm wide and 40mm tall, and we're going to extrude that 20mm. Inside Inventor, we start on the 2D sketch on the front plane. We grab our rectangle tool and we snap in there and we draw out a rectangle. Let's use our dimension tool now to say that that line should be 60. It's gone off the screen, so I'm going to press the home key and zoom out a little bit with my mouse wheel, and the dimension size from here is going to be 40. Let's finish that sketch, zoom out once again, use our middle mouse button to bring it back into the centre of our screen, and let's extrude that shape. And let me just double check the thickness of it again. The thickness is going to be 20. So this is going to come out 20mm, like that. Rounding over the corners is quite easy. We're looking for the fillet modelling edit right here. We're going to grab the fillet tool, and it's looking for an edge selection. So we're going to grab that edge right there, and Inventor automatically applies a 2mm fillet on it. But we want that to be 20mm, and hit OK. We're going to use the fillet tool again, this time clicking on this edge right here, and this time making that radius 30mm. And that's the first method on how you could make that block. In other words, we extruded a grey block and then we filleted the corners of it. But what if you wanted a quicker way of doing it? Let's talk about method 2, when we're going to extrude it only once, and we're going to put our curved corners, our fillets, into the sketch itself. Over in Inventor, we're going to create a new file, new, make sure that we're picking metric and millimeters. Once again, we're going to start our sketch in the front work plane, and we're going to put in a rectangle much like what we did last time. Throw in a rectangle like that, make its dimensions across the front 60, and using the mouse wheel to zoom out and bring us in, dimension up the side of 40. I'm going to press the home key, and that's just going to make sure everything is zoomed in. Okay, so how can we apply our fillets to this sketch instead? We have a sketch fillet tool up here, so if we click on this and we decide that the first fillet we want is actually 20mm, what that enables us to do is to bring our mouse up to roughly the corner here, and as we approach the corner we can click once and it will trim the curve and put that nice round shape on it. Now on the other side of the shape we want a 30mm fillet, so let's come over and look for a 30mm. Let's click on right there. We'll finish our sketch at that point and press home key to zoom out. Our fillets have been placed into the sketch. Now when we extrude that shape by 20mm and hit OK, we get the second method for making that shape. So in actual fact we've gone over two different methods. One which was to extrude and then fillet the edges, and the second one which was to extrude only and place our fillets in the sketch. It doesn't matter which one you do, just pick the one that suits your workflow.